We are live. GM, everybody. How are you? Welcome to this episode of our Developers Guild. Every 2 weeks, I and the guest normally try to tell you a bit about the latest tech that's going on Solana. We try to give you an overview about the things that would be very interesting for you and your project. And during the last weeks, or let's even say month, we had many questions about a very specific topic which you normally run into the moment you feel like you want to continue, maybe after hackathon with your project, or you maybe even have an idea and want to start out with everything new, and it is grants. Before I start, is anyone out there? Anyone has GM for us in the chat? Uh-oh, there's no GM, but I see that there's people joining, which is really cool. Before we start talking about this whole topic, guys, today the session will be super interesting and I hope also super fun. Hey, Moon.
There the GMs are coming.
There they are. Hey, guys, how are you? Good to see you. We do the format today a bit different because I have a grantee here with me. And also, I thought we should maybe do this in a more, let's say, conversational format. GM Thomas, GM everyone there. So that, yeah, you can, of course, all the time ask questions in the chat, but also maybe Janine can also ask me questions or not. For those of you who don't know her yet, Janine is one of our devs in the community, one of our besties. She also got the cool idea about our advent calendar. So she's basically involved for many things that we do. And also today, because I thought it's just fun to have her here. And yeah, maybe you want to say a few words about yourself and say hi to everyone.
Well, yeah. Hi. I'm excited to be here. Yeah, that's actually happens if you are married to the DevRel.
Spoiler.
But yeah, actually, I'm a super fan, like a fan of Superteam and the whole community, and I'm just very happy to be involved. Like,
yeah. And she's super passionate about everything we do and always helping. So I thought, hey, why not bring her on stage? Because this is a topic she can already talk you guys a lot through. And also we want to, as I said before, keep this whole thing a bit more interactual and engaging. So before I continue now, we will talk about grants, which is basically a way for you to get free funding for your project and the way you can do it, what grants are available, and all the good stuff is basically what we will cover maybe in the next hour, maybe a bit shorter. We will see depending on the questions. Of course, there's going to be an AMA session at the end, so no worries. Just put your questions in the chat and then we will answer them. Maybe along the way, maybe at the end. Let's see how we continue. So before I do this now, I have only 2 or 3 slides for you today so that we can talk the basics. And then after this, I really want to browse you through the whole process, show you how you can apply for grants, how you can look them up, so that you really understand that this is not some sort of like magic. It's actually something super doable and also something you should really consider doing because it is a super fast and easy way. Talking about grants, so this is my first slide. Grants, the cool thing that you should here already remember is it's equity free. So what does equity free mean?
Yeah, so as a startup founder, yeah, normally if you want money, are some strings attached, let's say it like this. Either you go to a bank and you say, hey, please borrow me the money. I have this business idea, which is quite difficult if you have a startup or you are in crypto. So, and the other way, if you want to fund your business, it's like, getting investors on board. But then you give a share or a part of your company to these investors. Like you basically selling parts of your company to get money. And equity free then means that, you don't have to, I think you don't even have to have a company. So the thing is, you don't have to sell your company or parts of your company to get money. It's really there to support your projects, your ideas, and I think that's it basically, right?
So it's a no strings attached one-way street. You get the good stuff, aka the money, and we hopefully get a new great project on the Solana blockchain. That's the deal. The way we think about grants and how you can apply for them, as I said before, I show you in the next slides. But yeah, the big part that you should remember here is this stuff is equity free. So we don't ask you for a share for your company. We don't force you to do a token and give us some sort of token. It is really just something to get you guys started. All right. So what are grants? I thought I do a few little, as I said, a few little slides. And the important thing that you should know here is grants are fast. And what does fast mean? I will show you in a few minutes the form that you can fill out to apply for a grant. And normally a grant, from the moment you apply for it until you hear from Superteam back, if you got accepted or not, is about 7 days. So it's a super fast way. The second point is easy to apply. How much rocket science was it for you to apply for a grant?
I actually over applied, if this is a term. Like, you know, let's say like this. I actually wrote like a mini, I don't know, a whole project plan to do the application, and then I opened the form, and it was the first time I actually saw the form, and I saw like there's not enough fields to actually put all the stuff in there. So it's really I did this work, and it was just like it was good for me to know what I'm going to do. But to be honest, it's just like 3 or 4 fields. I'm not sure how much it was, but it was very easy. Just a very short description. What you're going to do. You have to set some milestones that you commit to, because like the money you get will be dependent on the milestones. And a short like a one-liner, and it was so minimal. It's really something that you even can go while waiting for the bus.
Yeah, so it shouldn't take you more than 5 to 10 minutes to apply for a grant, which is actually a really cool thing. Because if you imagine, let's say you have this cool idea that you want to build, and then you have no idea if you get money for it, you can take basically 5 to 10 minutes to formulate it out and see if you get a grant. And if you get a grant, you can start building. If you don't get a grant, you lost 10 minutes. Great, right? The other thing is it is a great resource for your projects, especially if you plan to do something that's open source, maybe some sort of developer tooling, something that contributes to the ecosystem. And then on the other hand, other people can also use it, like a SDK or service. This is all great stuff. If you have any ideas that go towards this direction, it's a super great indicator, if you have such things, that they will really be applied as a grant. And then for you as a project, you can really start with some money in the pocket and don't have to, let's say, crowdfund or whatever you would call it, do-it-yourself bootstrapping. That's the word I was looking for. By the way, if you don't want to bootstrap, you maybe have heard about friends and family rounds and all those things, right? You might also not want to go down this road. So therefore, we have those grants for you in place. And the last point I have on my slide is it's flexible. What do I mean with flexible? If you, for example, want to apply for a grant, it does not mean it has to be developer tooling. Because many people, it's maybe a bit like a hackathon as well. Many people think that they cannot participate at a hackathon because they are no devs. And of course, on a hackathon, you only hack, which is actually not true. You do hack, but you also hack your social media, you hack your business plan, you hack your project ideas. And these are also parts that are really essential, because the idea behind the hackathon on Solana, for example, is that you can build a team and maybe build a startup that really thrives and is this next amazing service that people are gonna use and enjoy. So you all, as a person that's non-technical, very welcome, and also for those kinds of grants. There are content grants. There are grants for, we had, for example, something called the Superteam, which was like a magazine. So there was a small grant for layouting the stuff and all those things. Many cool things. We had, I think, a photo booth done through a grant.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
This was actually pretty cool. So at our Halloween party, right? Maybe you want to tell the story as well?
No, it's pretty cool. Like it was like you could do like a selfie and then it was minted as an NFT into your wallet. I actually think I even have some of the pictures there in my wallet. So it's, does someone see it if I show it like this?
Maybe, so, but it has to be in the camera. Yeah,
but it's pretty cool. Like the images are now in my wallet, and yeah, this was actually one of the grant projects, and we have had very like the whole community had a lot of fun with this.
Yeah, so basically the idea is the website runs on the website. So the way we did it, we had I think we used an iPad for it, right? Yeah. And then on the iPad, you could say, take a photo, and it took a photo, and then you could just, scan the QR code, and then it would mint the NFT right into your wallet. And from that moment on, this beautiful memory stays with you, stays in your wallet. Anytime you go through your NFTs, you have your own very cool collection of the party with the friends and stuff. It's really, really nice.
Now I have a question.
Yeah.
I mean, I was there. I saw the iPad and I saw how it worked. But I never asked you, like, actually, it is hosted on a public domain. So, like, can anyone use it? How does it work if someone wants to use this project? Because I mean, I know grants are like it's considered like it should be something that is kind of a public good and everything. And I know like the selfie booth and everything. It's like a huge thing. It's very cool to any event, and even I think it's even like a business that is thriving right now, just putting a photo booth somewhere.
Yeah, it is. I tried to rent one for the Halloween party, and then I saw it, and then we had the way better project.
Yeah. So like the project that this photo booth project, there is a website, you can just go there and use it.
Yes, there is, but since we pay for the mints, I would not spoil the domain right now. Because I have no idea how this stuff is set up. But yeah, it's a really great idea. Maybe you can even extend this idea so everyone can just, create a PDA where there's some mint cost coverage in it, something like that. This would be a cool additional grant to work on that stuff.
Probably we go down a rabbit hole right now, but now I'm curious. Is it required that the source code of such a project is open source, so I could just like clone it and host it myself and use this photo booth?
So the idea is that those things are reusable. I cannot promise that every project is open source.
Okay.
But this project is.
Oh, okay. So they could just go to the GitHub repo, could
yes,
clone it and then host it for their own and use it, or even like monetize it, whatever.
Do whatever you want with it.
Nice.
It's nice. Yeah, okay. It's a really nice thing. I mean, this is what grants are for. It's that everyone can use it and participate on it. And then my last slide is who can apply for a grant. And actually, if you haven't understood the whole concept now, but till now, actually it's you. So there is not a real, I would say, hard requirement that you have to be a Superteam member or something like that to get a grant. It's really the opposite. It's the idea that you can go and have touch point also with us. Superteam basically through those grants as well. For those of you who have no idea actually what Superteam does, Superteam does build decentralized communities all over the world. There are 16 Superteams, and we are Superteam Germany. And to build those communities, to get together like-minded people like you today, we present different formats. Before I was speaking, we had the creators grant, where it's all about art and yeah, sometimes they have really, really big names in it. So Vibo von Drip was already there. Where it's really all about what's going on in the creator space. And then here we talk about the builders space, I would call it, developer space. Yeah. So this was a bit of the intro. You did like this. Do you have something you want to add?
I again have a question. You don't have to be a Superteam member to apply for a grant, correct?
Correct.
Good. Okay. Because I never asked myself the question. When I applied for the grant, I already was a member. So, but it's good to know. And I think we have some questions in the chat. So,
let's see. So Radoslav asks, what are top priorities for the ecosystem right now that would add most value? Wow, this is a really good question. What would you say?
To the overall ecosystem?
Yes.
It depends on the point of view, I would say. Like if you go to the devs, I was in a course like Turbine did this one course, and actually Toli was there, and he was very much in like what he said was like bringing transactions fast to the leader, so like the network and everything is faster. But then there are also a lot of things where there could be improvements in tooling and the infrastructure, but also right now, like from what I heard, to be honest, like I'm just a community member, but I also had the feeling that right now it's everything that gives like the ecosystem probably more exposure and helps them to actually build like more real world applications, because let's be honest, for most of the people, crypto is still like a very how should I frame it, like a field that they don't know so much about, that they're maybe even a bit scared of, and not many applications do actually solve problems for an end user, the consumer, but also like give them challenge or more challenge, because it's like it's not hard to have a wallet and to maintain it, but they don't know it. They don't know that they right now already can create their own wallet with signed in with Google, using something like TipLink or many applications that implement Web3 auth. Yeah, so
which is another provider.
So I think like really applications that have bring actual value to the users, and like anything that probably connects the ecosystem to the industry and the real world. Because I think like crypto has a marketing problem, and anything that can fix that, showcase that there's so much things that you can do. I mean, we had a discussion, I think yesterday, or like even today, when you say just mention Solana, it's for them, it's a currency. They don't know that there is a whole network where applications are running and anything. So I think, to me, it's a very interesting field, at least everything that actually reaches the end consumer, or like the I don't want to say real world industry, but you know what I mean.
Yes,
like,
yes.
Like, because it's right now, a lot of things just stay in this bubble,
Yeah.
and like breaking out or like making this bubble blast in a positive way.
Yeah.
So like this is the point where all the possibilities that Solana brings with it.
Yeah.
I think
brings.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying about how
where it actually happens. We all think about what could the future be.
Yeah.
But it's the moment when you actually reach
when
this
you
point,
hit this
like,
threshold. Yeah.
Yeah. This is what I mean. Like, yeah.
Yeah, so like people say, pump.fun is a use case. So Solana found a use case, kind of this stuff. Like it or don't like it or hate it, but this is the case. I think it's really interesting. I remember a friend of ours in the normal world, as you said it, used to solve the problem with the last mile delivery, which is basically the other end of the equation, whereas Totally says, like, first of all, get to the validator fast, really nice. So yeah, I think this is a really good sector if you can do that. I think in general, if you ask me for my opinion, I think, because I cannot talk for everyone, of course, but I think a good way to think of it is like, how would the end user enjoy those products more? For example, we had one project now over the hackathon at the weekend. You remember, they tried to build something to help you understand how secure wallets are if you interact with them. So the tool was really easy. The way it worked is you gave them a wallet address, and the tool basically looked through the transactions, incoming and outgoing. How old is the wallet? Is there any NFTs that claim something like a status of a person or so? And then in the end, the goal was that you as a Web3 user understand better, is this a trustworthy wallet or not? Because the problem right now is that they just send you one Satoshi, one Lamport. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. They send you one Lamport on your wallet because they see that the last 4 digits are the same. And then they try to manipulate you in a way that you send your funds towards the wrong wallet. Or some people just scam and they want you to see their .sol domain. So they just send you one Lamport there, and then it messes up your transaction thing. Also maybe some sort like token generators also, because people enjoy creating tokens. People enjoy products that are no code, because at many times they are creative, but they don't know how they can build their dream out, how to make it a reality. And yes, there are no code tools that could help you with this. Or you come to me and I try to help you get a developer, like many other people do these days as well. So yeah,
tooling for developers. Like I have the feeling like there are a lot of, we had the discussions that there are a lot of developers that even would consider like building on Solana, because it has some advantage in comparison to other blockchains. But if you are already a developer, or, for example, on Ethereum, the concepts on Solana are quite different. So I have the feeling that sometimes it's for them, it's even more challenging to get started, because they already know how Ethereum and everything works. And like, since this accounts and everything that you have on Solana is quite different, so they sometimes have problems getting started. And I think there's a lot of things that you can do. It's just like to bring value to the ecosystem. But I think we just got a little bit off track, because the question was what would like add the most value to the thing, and we just like started talking about ideas.
And we had devs or nerds, so
yeah. And let's say whatever we said here was just like also highly opinionated. So like I mean, what is the worst thing that could happen? It could be that they say like, okay, no, this is not how the grants work, or does not fit, and you can probably iterate over it and change your idea so it fits, or maybe go somewhere else and get a grant. But I mean, it's like, there is nothing. I would just try. If you have a nice idea, if you want to build an MVP and test if it works out, so like the startup founders, for example, they probably know that the best way is to get started fast and test and have something to give to the user and see how they react and everything. And most of the time, like just a few thousand euros or dollars would already be enough to build such an MVP and just get user feedback, and enough to maybe do the next step and say like, hey, you see, I'm onto something now. I need this and this and this to continue.
Yeah.
So this is also like a great way to get started fast.
Yeah. So Radko, I hope we answered your question. I will now first continue with the grants a bit more. Sorry for the questions we will ask. That we will answer them all in the AMA session. I promise. But I really want you to also see what's going on. So let's dig into it. So what you see here is the website. It's called Superteam Earn, and the link is earn.superteam.fun, as you can see here on the top. And Superteam Earn is a great way to earn your first crypto. So the idea, imagine you say, okay, of course I can go to a exchange and buy my first coins there. But the idea behind of Superteam Earn is slightly different. The idea behind Superteam Earn is that you should earn your first crypto. And you can do this through 2 ways. The first way is a bounty. The second way is a grant, which is our main topic. Since I'm already on the page, let me show you for 1 second what a grant is, because this could also be interesting for you, especially if you don't really know what you want to do. So like say you are clueless, but you are willing to put in some grind and have stuff working. for example, here, what you can see, we have here the Soon Genesis hackathon, which is here with a 40K bounty. We have a bounty called Thumbnail Designer for Jupiter. And the way those grants work, let's say you are interested to do the let's say hackathon, why not? The question was anyways, when hackathon? You can click on the Soon Genesis hackathon here, and the way it works, it will tell you on the left side the prices. Prices mean, for example, okay, we have a 40K total price pool, and then the first price is 11K, the second is 8,000, 6,000, and so on and so forth. It tells you how much time is still remaining, how many submissions are already in there, and here it basically tells you what you have to do to be applicable for the bounty. And all you have to do then is you say submit now, and this is basically your way to submit. I'm not logged in with this laptop here, so I will not go through the whole profile, but we have to log in later for the grant. And then we have two very easy grants that I will show you up front before we go to the more individual solutions. And I'm decided to Google it, that you really see how you can do it. So the first one is the ecosystem call grant, which is basically a watch party. So the idea behind the thing is that you can say you want to let me see, you want to host a watch party, which is right here. How does this whole thing work? Imagine we have every month we have a so-called ecosystem call. The ecosystem call is when Cash tells you guys, on us, all of us actually, us guys, what just happened in our ecosystem in the last month. So it's always very interesting information contained in it. And it is also always a nice way to win some stuff, because most of the time you can win money there as well, which is a really nice thing. And it's also fun because they have a really active chat there, and it makes just super, super fun. But now the problem is, since this call is streamed, it is fun to watch it, but it's even more fun to watch it with a group of people, right? And to do so, we have this application form, because we say, okay, if you want to host a watch party, and it really doesn't matter where it is, it's an initiative run by Superteam Global. The thing you have to do is you say host a watch party, and then it brings you to a form on Get River, and you pick your city somewhere here. Solana ecosystem call December. So the next one is on the 5th. And then the way it works is you look for your city, because there's going to be a city, like here you see Copenhagen, Munich, Zurich. And let's say I want to host this thing in Munich. All I have to do is I click on this call. And then right now you see that Raphael is hosting it. But there's many cities where no person is hosting it. Let's say we go to Milan.
No?
Maybe it's in there. Maybe Saarbrücken, shout out guys, if you are in Saarbrücken, please feel free to host this call. I would love to see that, because I hosted a meetup there yesterday and it was really cool.
My question more is like, is there there is not every city. So can I, like, if it's just like a smaller city,
yes,
is there a way to do it? Or like, I mean, right now we are here on countryside. Like,
yes.
I was wondering if I want to do, like, for example, a ecosystem call here.
Yes.
How would this work?
So first of all, if you find your city here and you don't see that there is a host, you can click on apply for host here. And then after you created your account, this message will be forwarded, and then Chris will say, yes, you can host this thing. If your city is not in there, feel free to reach out to me and I will figure out how this works. But I will only do this on demand. So if you don't find your city, but you want to host it, then just let me know, drop me a message. It's actually not that hard. I know it is a type form, no, Airtable form, something. It's not so hard to do. And the way it basically works is you fill out the form, and in this form there's one line. It asks you how much money do you need, and then you can say, okay, look, I have to rent a room, or maybe I already have a room. I think there's gonna be like 10 or 20 people, so I want to order pizza for them, like 10 pizzas and maybe a few drinks. And then you put this all together, and then you fill out this form. You tell them, look, I need this much money. And once you are approved, you can go wild. So do a lot of promotion for your event, distribute it. And then once the event is done, you upload the receipts, and you get refunded the amount in USDC that you have spent. That was the last word I was missing.
So this means you say you try to measure upfront how much money you need.
Yeah.
Then you try to stick to this budget.
Yeah.
And you upload the receipts, but you don't get like the money that you expected to spend, but the money that you actually spent based on the receipts.
Right.
So it's very important to keep the receipts, right?
Yes, it's very important, because if there is no proof that you paid, and this will be paid normally in a Web2 world where there is no blockchain transaction where you could basically check it, it makes sense to have this. And then you can easily claim your expenses if you want to.
And I mean, I ask all the questions because I know that you already hosted the ecosystem call in Bangkok.
And it was fun.
But I remember, like, it's not allowed to, or like alcohol will not be refunded, right? It's just like soft drinks, or was this a decision by you?
You can read it. It is in the docs. You will find it there as well. And then you can see what the docs actually say right now. Also, the second thing that you can do is called the Pizza Fund. The reason, by the way, why I show you this stuff is because these are easy things to get started. Many people have no idea what they can do already. And maybe they're not technical or whatever. I just told you there are but other fun ways where we think this is a nice thing to get started. So this Pizza Fund, actually, what you can see here is up to 200 USDC. The way it works is it's a super, super short form. You fill it out, you do a few pictures, you upload the receipts, and then after you did the event, here, for example, are pictures from those calls. You get refunded, reimbursed. And here you can see it says apply now, for example. You click on the application form, and this now is in Airtable. And then you see what it says. What is the meetup called? About a super team. And yeah, it's basically a really, really nice idea. Also, let's say you have friends and you like crypto, talking about crypto and stuff. It's a really, really cool opportunity to spend quality time with people. Okay.
That are interested in Solana.
Hopefully. If they're not, they will be after the call, I hope. Because you're going to be an amazing host, right? Okay. But now let's go to the stuff that we were looking for, which is the grants themselves. There is two kinds of grants that you should know. There is grants that are running through Superteam Earn. So again, earn.superteam.fund is the website. And then you can see here on this list all the grants that are there. There is another part of grants that you can use. I will not do a deep dive into these kind of grants because they are way more, they're not like 5-minute grant applications like I told you. They are a bit more complex, but therefore you can also get more money at the end. The way this works is you say Grant Solana Foundation, for example, and it will bring you here to the solana.org grants funding. And if you click on it, you can immediately see that there is grants funding up, basically worldwide funding. And you just, you apply for it and then you hope that it works. Okay. That said, let's go back to our grants from Superteam, because these are the ones I really think they are the low-hanging fruit, because it's easy to apply and chances are really, really high that you will get a grant, right? So what kind of grants are there? I saw there is one question where it says, I'm not in Germany, can I apply for a grant? The question is yes. but you have to see how and where, right? So the first grant I showed you from Solana Foundation, for sure these things go worldwide, you can do it, but also there are other kind of grants, as you can see here, that you can use. To give you an example, we have here grants from all over the world, and then Superteam themselves, they do also grants. So for Superteam Germany, for example, the way this thing would work is you scroll down, here is Solana Foundation Germany, and you click on the grant, and then you can see what you have to do for be eligible for those grants. A short heads up, it makes total sense to reach out to us and discuss your idea first, because it helps you to get your head around and maybe talk a bit more about those things. We can maybe ask you the right questions to formulate your idea even a bit better. And then you say in the end, apply now, so that you can apply for a grant. You already have some grants in there, so I don't
Yeah,
want
but
to
no, this is you can do it's like,
oh, is this me?
it's your space. You have your own space.
Nice. Oh yeah, this is Björn. This is me. Hi guys, for those of you who don't know me. And what you can see here for the German grants, it says Germany only, of course, right? But the way you would do it is you say apply now, and then it asks you those questions. Let's say my project title is I want to build, what do I want to build?
Oh.
An amazing tool. This tool will change the world. And I want let's say $3,000 for it. Don't know how fancy my tool will gonna be. This is basically the grant application form that you can go through. And I'm showing this to you so that you know how it works. So these are the basics. The next step, it's gonna ask you for the project details. This tool will be the most consumer friendly tool ever. Doesn't matter. The deadline.
It just has to be a bit more concise, but
I will do this process so that you see how fast it can go, and then also that you understand more what you can do. Of course, those details, yeah, it makes sense. If you do this, you either get rejected when you say this is the most, of course, because I don't have any input in it, no context, but also what happens normally if you, let's say, apply for such a grant. Normally it's not the case that you just get rejected. Most of the time it's the case that one person of a team or so reaches out for you, asks you, hey, look, we don't really get what you try to do here. Can you maybe be a bit more precise? Can you tell me a bit more about the idea that you have, the project? And then, you will normally find a solution. The deadline is until when you want to have this thing done. Mine is going to be a Christmas present, so it's the 24th. And then proof of work is basically your previous work. So if you did something before, it's really, really good to show this. That could be an open source contribution, or what would you say?
I think it's obvious. I mean, like there is, and if they don't know you, they have to evaluate if you are able to do what you ask, like to have the money for. So it's good to show them that you are actually not only have an idea, but that you are also able to do it. Let's say it like this, right?
Yeah.
It does make sense. I mean, like,
let's say I take here my AdRob Rust repository, whatever, doesn't really matter what it is, but let's say I just want to showcase this so that you can see that I can do some basic small Rust stuff. Then I say continue. And then in the last one here, it says goals and milestones, which is really important. So a milestone is something that you hit along the road, right? So let's say I want to have until the 24th of December, I want to have my amazing consumer tool done. So I have to have done my planning until the 1st, and I have to start my first feature developed by, let's say, the 11th. and then so on and so forth until I have everything done. I ended with tests. And then on the 24th, I can just say, yeah, run, and then it tests everything and everything works great. I will put in then the dates. Let's say first concept, 1st of December concept done. 11th prototype, first function, which is blah, blah, blah. And then on the 24th, I'm done but this is already the deadline. And then the key performance indicator is basically what does this program have to achieve? So what could my program achieve, for example?
You were so general with your
I know.
title.
Look, it can generate an amazing meme that makes you laugh. No, kidding. Please be serious.
No,
about
but
it.
let's be honest. Like what I have, what I did was search engine optimization.
Yes.
So for me, key performance indicator is to increase traffic, to answer questions that the community have, to help them to onboard. So like key performance indicator most of the time. The best thing is if you have something measurable. But if you, for example, say how does it look for? Is it for the software? Like I mean, for me, it was easy because I actually have numbers that I track. So the KPI was very, very easy to show, but it can be like the features maybe you implemented, that you submitted. If you developed a program, do you submit it to the DevNet? Will it be available on mainnet? Maybe even you host it. If you host it somewhere, like there is. I mean, it's very obvious, like if you're in software development, you mostly think in features or like in sprints, and you can just like say, okay, I want this will work, you can do this probably. I don't know. I mean, it's you. I just applicant myself. I just think what it could be in terms if you create a software, and
yeah. So I just went through your example with blog articles, for example. So I say, okay, until December 1st, I have to publish my first blog article. This is my first milestone. And then I have key performance indicator, which is like increase the traffic by 10% of the website in general, increase organic traffic from Google by 5%. As an example, if you would say something like blog.
Yeah, but for technical things, depending if what the program does, it can make sense to think in features. I think it can vary between what kind of project you're doing or what things. I mean, it's just like a measurement of your success, Like how do you show that you actually did what you said you want to do?
And the cool thing about those milestones is that basically those milestones are not just there for you to make sure that your project progress is working well. It's also for you to get your payouts. So imagine you will not get your first payout or like say the whole money in the beginning. What you will get is you do this payout, you apply for this grant. I just now say apply and then applied for it. Actually, that's going to be really nice. Yeah, submitted. Nice. So this is basically it. What you should know now is if there is a milestone, right, and you hit this milestone, after this you get your, let's say, first tranche. So if you have your project, it's like 1 month and you have like 4 milestones, then the project would be about 1K. You will get those 4 tranches every time you hit your milestone, and it's going to be paid out by this. So this is basically the important thing you should remember. There's other grants as well. I'm going to show you these grants too, because I think it's really interesting, especially if you don't really have this huge idea right now, because we had bounties in the beginning, right? But the thing about bounties is that it's more like a competition. So projects tell you, look, I want you to do this thing for me, and then you submit it and you can win, but you don't have to win, right? So normally there is 5 prizes and maybe 10 people participating in it. So there's only going to be 5 people winning. With grants, it might look a bit different, because normally you apply for a grant, and once they tell you, okay, you are going to get the grant, you also get the money the moment you put the work in. And the reason I'm telling you this is because I looked a bit through the grants to prepare this thing here, and there's actually a few really nice grants. So for example, if you see here the Jupyter Uplink grants, what you can see here, the area of focus, it's really, really interesting. So far they paid out $92,000 with an average grant amount of $1,630, which is, I think, pretty nice. And the response time is 72 hours. So it's even less than 7 days until you hear that you can start with this thing. But what is this grant about? So look, short video form, area of focus, long form content, live streamers, animated short videos, and other creative content. So this grant is really about content creation, right? So it's not like I create a new cool dev tooling thingy. It's really just, I want to create content, and I tell them, look, I'm going to do this amazing long form video for you, and I want to have like $1,000 for it, or 500, or whatever it is. And the moment they apply, you can basically start working with it.
And you have to explain like why you let's say it's, at least for the Superteam grant, was like, if I come there with the money, I have to explain why I need this amount of money, why this price. So really like what I'm going to do and why. So super, like whoever reviews this knows and understands where the value comes from, kind of, if I frame it right, correctly. Because this was also something that I remember from my application. It was really like telling and explaining, hey, listen, I have to, for a search engine optimization, it's not just about writing an article with 500 words. You have to have like a certain length. You have to do the keyword research. You have to make sure that the site itself has like all the has everything set up, that it's actually indexed correctly and all the stuff. And it's all about bringing value to the ecosystem, and like it's a public good. So it's also like explaining, hey, why is this good for the ecosystem, for the community, and for all the things. And for example, with the SEO, this was actually how the idea with SEO optimization for the Superteam Germany site, where it comes from. It's just like there are so many people that are interested and want to get started, and they don't know how and where, and don't even know that Superteam exists. So what do you do when you are interested in a topic? It's two things. Either you ask ChatGPT, okay, then we are probably screwed. But the other thing is that you Google, and if you Google, you come to the Superteam website, but only if the Superteam website appears in the, I mean, most of the time you say like on the first page, but I would even say it has to be under the top 3. And then you come to the site and you get all the information and everything that you know, and you see that there is something like Superteam, and they support you with everything you want to do on Solana and for the ecosystem. So this was actually, I just started with the idea, but it's like really also telling them why you are doing this and how it supports the ecosystem, I would say.
And guys, I just figured out something really cool. I didn't really realize, because normally when we do grants, it's all in USDC. But guys, look, this is Jup. So it's basically, I mean, you all know there's going to be a Jup rally, and there's going to be really nice votes right now. So this is a really nice way to get more stake in there. Really cool. Thanks, Jupyter.
Yeah, but it makes sense that a project that have their own token, that they give you the money in their token.
For sure.
But also, like, I had heard like some people even recommended, if you're looking for a job in the ecosystem, like doing this super team earn for the projects, or like using the grants, this also gives you visibility to them. If you then apply for a job or something, you can say, hey, I already contributed to
I want a bounty. I got a grant from you guys.
I mean, I don't know, but it was just like things that I've been told, and I think it makes totally sense, because somehow you have to stand out in the crowd, right? And maybe that's a way. And I mean, there's not so much to lose.
Yeah, for sure. And there's always money involved, which is kind of cool. Another one is here from Jupiter DAO. Jupiter DAO, they have those working groups, as much as I remember when I was talking with the guys last time. It's a really, really cool concept as well. I think basically the idea is that you come up with a cool idea, and then you can apply for it and you get funding, which is a really, really nice way. There's an amazing podcast out there called Chup and Choose. For those of you who don't know it, I can only recommend you to listen to it as well. Also, if you want to hear more about the Jupiter ecosystem, a bit more about the cats and stuff, and the cat dads.
Special episode.
And no, it's not. There is, but no. And yeah, if you want to hear me in their episode, yes, I was also there as a guest recently. But yeah, these are grants they also offer here, also via Earn. And yeah, as you can see, there's many other opportunities here. We have the Finternet, which is basically trying to get our I always want to say Web 2, our financial systems more blockchain centered. And it's a really, really nice idea, heavily backed. But it is too complex to put it down into 2 words. So I leave it up to you to look it up. Also, Wormhole Foundation, everything. I think they had about developer tooling, dApps, integrating Wormhole, whatever you can think of. They also have like up to 10,000 USDC in those grants. And yeah, that's basically it. Again, we see here the pizza fund that you can use. And those grants, they also change. So feel free to, basically revisit this page. The way you can go to it, it's earn.superteam.fun. And then all you have to do is you click on grants here, and then you're good to go. And again, because I just told you, like those Germany grants are Germany only, but let's say this uplink grant from Jupiter, you can see it says global. So anyone can apply for it. Very, very easy. Okay, so I think this is it from our side so far. I promised you guys there's gonna be an AMA session, and I also want to be mindful with your time. So let's see what we have. Okay, so Patricia said, what kind of projects are out of scope for grant funding? Okay, for Superteam Earn, I would say it depends on the amount. Let's say if you see that we give out grants up to 10K, you can obviously not apply for a grant that is higher than 10K. Besides of that, do you see any reason not to apply for a grant?
Like in general, I don't see any reason not to apply for a grant, because you don't have anything to lose. The worst thing that can happen is that you've been told that that they will tell you they cannot do it. I could imagine that it also depends probably on resources, like depending on complexity. Like there are just some things that are so complex that it's probably better to do it with the foundation, because they have just much more resources to actually review it and check it out. I think I know a little bit from you that also, like, depending on the complexity, it might take a little bit longer to review the stuff. But to be honest, like, I mean, if it's out of scope, they can tell you, and maybe even recommend. I mean, I'm guessing here right now, I'm a community member, and I just, like, I read a lot about it because I'm doing the SEO for the Superteam website right now, so I know a little bit about it. But from everything that I heard, I could just imagine, like, the worst thing that is that they tell you, they cannot do it, and please go to the foundation, or let's maybe break it down into a smaller step. This is what I would do. It's just my idea. So this is the point. I can actually not answer the question because I am the one who applies for the grant. I'm not the one who does any decisions.
Look, let's think of it like this. You have your startup Web2 world. So let's do a mapping. So you do a friends and family round. You come to your friends and family, which is Superteam.
That's a nice comparison.
You feel like you want to have more, you need more money, like 10K plus. Friends and family might say, dude, this is a bit too professional for, not too professional, but it's a bit too much, you know. You might want to consider talking, for example, to Solana Foundation for getting a grant there. Maybe thinking a bit like this would help you to figure out if this is something, so where to apply to.
I have a question for you. There are so nice comments. Am I allowed to show? There's this button you can show them. Right? Yeah.
You don't know who you are, who we are. Oh yeah, we don't know, but we really want to meet you. You seem to be really cool.
I just want to have the permission to show those nice comments.
Yes, for sure. But yeah, we're also in the questions. By the way, if you guys still have questions, put them in the chat, please. So there was one more where it says, do I have to live in Germany to apply for a grant? We don't have Superteam Poland, so I can't apply. You're right, there is no Superteam Poland. As I said before, there are different kinds of grants available. The Germany grants are Germany only, but please revisit this page. You will see cool grants that you can really apply for, especially if it's a project grant. You can easily go like in the worldwide scope, and then you are eligible for those grants. Let's say what I said for Jupiter DAO, Uplink, Fintranet is of course a worldwide grant. I think here the DPIN from Uprock is global. Yes, so many grants that you can apply for are actually global grants. That's it. Let's go to the next question, which is
I want to know too.
When next hackathon? Oh, yeah. No, we don't know. There's going to be many hackathons around. Actually, if you guys are interested in this, I started at the beginning of this year a hackathon tracker because there were so many things going on, right? There was our radar hackathon going on. There were actually 2 hackathons from Wormhole. One was before our hackathon radar was starting. The other one was right after. The Sigma hackathon just ended. And cool enough, there were projects that won in the radar hackathon and then also later in the Sigma hackathon, because the way Wormhole did it, and therefore shout out to you guys because I really liked the idea, is they had 2 tracks in the end. The one track was for a new idea. So if you have a new product idea, you know, you just start out, you go this way. The other track, which was super cool, was just like a continuity track. So they said, okay, we understand there is projects that just came out of another hackathon. Could be radar, could be another hackathon, whatever it is, we don't care. But why should they stop building? Or even better question, why should they now start building something new just because they want to participate in our hackathon? And this was how they started with this idea and said, hey, why shouldn't we allow a second track so people that already just built a project can continue building? And I think what they did with it was a super, super successful move because many projects attended then their hackathon as well. And as much as I heard, it was a lot of fun. And then there's always other hackathons. So what I want to say, to put a long story short, if you are interested in keeping this hackathon tracker up to date, because I launched it, but it was a really, really shitty domain. So because it was just a Notion document with a really, really long link. I'm super happy to do this a bit more, as a published Notion site, so that you can always click on it and then see what's going on. Also, we have a website here. So our normal website is superteamda.fun. but we have also docs.superteam.de.fun, and there you can find basically everything you can think of. We have here our developer skills, like the recording of this video is gonna be there. There is Nick. Shout out to Nick. He's gonna be next week in Berlin. Then we have online courses, tutorials. For example, there is Solana Developer Bootcamp. If you feel like you want to do a Solana development course, that's online. But if you're really serious with this stuff and you really want to do a course that's either online or in person, you should join us, because how do I do this?
What do you want to do? Tell us.
I want to show you my new course.
Ah.
Superteam Germany. Have you heard about my course?
You find it on the Superteam website because the events will be shown there.
There you go.
Yeah, if you scroll down.
This is beautiful.
Yeah, it takes the animation has to be a bit faster, maybe.
It's beautiful. Yeah. This is our brand.
But yes,
there it is. So from zero to hero, from zero to blockchain developer. So guys, just a bit of self-chill, but you have to know it because you will regret if you don't hear about it. Next week, 2nd to 4th of December, we will have an amazing, incredible opportunity for you guys to get started. And we do this with the best of the best. How does it work? We do a developer bootcamp, and this developer bootcamp is going to be fire because I will have there Nick from Dialect, head of engineering, and he's responsible for Blinks. So he's going to tell you all the good stuff about Blinks and how you can implement them. And if you have ideas and questions for him, he's going to be there in person and mentor you. On the second day, we're going to have Andre. Andre is one of the most highly evaluated, superlative, I cannot build it, teachers on Turbine. Turbine, they do an incredible program that's for free where you can learn how to write programs on Solana. So it's basically an anchor course in the beginning for the beginners, and then they have even more courses like an advanced Rust course and the SVM course. You just did the advanced Rust course, right?
And DeSci is also a track that they are running right now, yeah.
Yeah, so and our idea is that we can maybe build, bring you, make you up to speed for this course, and then you can learn a bit about it. And then the third thing is Metaplex. Metaplex, you might know it, is our NFT protocol. It's really big, and we're going to have Leo there as well. So it's going to be 3 days of fun. We start from scratch, and we will really, really help you building your first apps, your first Blinks, whatever it is. There's going to be a live coding session, and then there's going to be a session in which you can really learn how to build your Blinks, how to build your contracts, how to deploy them, what can you do with NFTs, and it's going to be really cool. And guys, this is not just in Berlin. If you are in Berlin, I strongly recommend you to visit us because we're going to have a monitor for you. We're going to have the mentors for you, networking. I think on the Monday there is even pizza planned. So all the good things to join us there and to have fun together and also to get to know each other. And then if you can't make it to Berlin because, of course, it's a long way, you can always join virtually. We are going to have a stream, and this stream will also have a chat. So if you go to Meetup and then you say attend, you can at any point come to us and just be with us. Doesn't matter if it's
ask
online
questions,
or not.
Remote, in person. I think it will be great. I'm looking forward to see it.
Me too. It's really gonna be like, it's gonna be, for me personally, it's gonna be the event of the end of the year.
Yeah.
Like the
nice wrap up. But there are still questions in the chat that we haven't answered.
Yes. So there's another one from Subaya. Hey man, how are you? I hope you're doing great. It's really cool to see that you're in the chat. He just got a grant from us. So this is actually how we got to know each other, but we know already now, so which is really cool. And he's asking, is it necessary to have my application built over Solana to apply for the grants, or can I apply if my application is built on other networks but have usages in Solana? Say cross-chain bridges. There is a grant for that, which is Wormhole. If you see here, there's Wormhole Foundation X grants, and they say Wormhole integrations. So if you know Wormhole, you know that they are multi-chain, right? They have basically this one chain that interconnects all the other chains and basically forwards those messages from one point to another. We already did a few things with Wormhole with their DevRel Evgeny. So if you see this, shout out to Evgeny. And you can also see some videos there. We already did a tutorial where we did a cross-chain token. So basically, we set up a token on Solana, and we said there is a max cap of 21 million, and then we sent 5,000 of it to, let's say, base chain, and then it all synced the total supply of the token using their NTT protocol, native token transfer protocol, I think it's called. So this is a really cool thing, and I think, yeah, if you say, see, it says, yeah, multi-chain payments, withdrawals, Wormhole token bridge. It's actually all the good stuff that you could think of is included there. So I think the answer is yes, there is a grant for that. And I think it might be a really, really good use case to think of that. And the cool thing is they also have different protocols, right? They also support the CCTP protocol from USDC, where you can mint and burn those tokens between chains. It's really, really nice. They are also very, very cool guys. So it's also worth getting to know them maybe through a grant application, because yeah, we like them a lot. Yeah. What do we have more?
Oh, this is I think this is the question, what browser you're using, like the organization of the tabs.
Yeah, this browser is called Arc from the internet company, I think it's called. It's actually a really, really cool browser. I can only recommend it. All the plugins that run on Chrome also run there. So
yeah. And you have workspaces, for example.
wallets we love.
Yeah, this here is actually my computer, and I rented out to Björn, but I didn't want him to mess up with my settings, so he just got his own workspace.
Yes, the Björn workspace, and because I like Superteam Germany so much, let's say if you want to have the Superteam Germany website in a very, very fast, accessible way, I can just put it here.
And then you have your bookmark.
It's my bookmark, and then the grants are also important to me, so I put them here. And now I can switch between those tabs. And I can also say like, oh, my developer bootcamp is also cool, so let's do a split screen. Okay, and now I see them all. Great mess. But okay, so this is basically what you can do with this tool. It's called Arc browser. It's a really, really nice tool. Honestly, I don't know person not using it from our Berlin ecosystem. I think most of the people really use it.
Most of the devs I know, they use it, to be honest. Yeah, and even like everyone who's like a little bit tech savvy, most of them are using Arc. That's true.
Oh no, now we understand who he is. I am a Web3 artist for 3 years. My dream is having a Solana grant for an NFT exhibition here in Brazil. Nice.
There's a Superteam Brazil, right?
Dude, look, amazing. If you're still on the stream, and I hope you are, there is Superteam Brazil out there. These guys are really, really cool. I have no idea why I don't see it here, but I would expect, let me log out for a second. I would expect, since there are more, see there's Argentina, Superteam, Nigeria, Brazil, right? So there is Superteam Brazil. You can go there and you can apply for grants. As you can see, Brazil only. So it's a really, really nice way for you to get in touch with them and check out if they would do it. Honestly, I hope you can do it there, because I saw an NFT fair last time. Actually, please, there's a guy called Felipe. I'm not sure if you know him, but he's also one of our friends here in Berlin. I'm super happy to connect you with him, because if I remember well, he has some touch points with NFT Was it in Brazil? I'm not sure if it was in Brazil, but actually he did a NFT exhibit, really big, really cool, and he talked about this with us in the last super stage, which is also basically a project from a grant done by artists. So many good things coming out from grants when you think of it.
Maybe there's a good chance if you're an artist. Superteam also has a creators guild. It's the X space, right, where they discuss this kind of thing. So maybe this is interesting to you too. Maybe you can say more about it. I don't know when it is or where to find it.
Yeah, so we started at 7 and they start at 6.
Oh, it's the same day. Okay.
Yeah, it's the same day. It's just 1 hour earlier. And yeah, the way it works is it's an X stream. So the best thing for you would be to follow us on X, because then you can make sure that you don't miss out anything. And yeah, the space, of course, will be on X as well. And then I think, yeah,
it's run by Paul. He's a creator himself.
Yeah.
And a very entertaining
he's such
person.
a cool guy. Shout out to Paul. I hope I do the heart right? So, oh, look, it does it. Nice. Yeah. Okay. So the tabs are done. Web3 Brazil is done. Do you think? Yes. Do you think it is worth for me to try to propose my idea to Solana grants? This is a solid 100% yes. Please do it. You have nothing to lose, but a lot to win. And as I said before, this is only a 10-minute thing.
I think but it's a Superteam or Solana grant, you know, like.
Oh yeah, sorry. Solana grant. Okay, to be full disclosure, this is out of my scope because these are different processes because they are run by Solana Foundation. So it would be worth talking with them about it. I more or less can only speak about our own grant programs that we offer here. So
I think we know one person who got a grant for her project.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
She does a platform for music
creators.
creators.
For DJs, yeah.
Correct. It's all. Is it?
Yes.
Yeah. She
Shout
got
out
a
to
grant. Yeah, Nusha. She got a grant to develop or like her business further. Yeah. The thing is, if you go for the Solana grants, which are usually the bigger grants, you actually have to. It's much more. I don't know if it's like a little business plan, but I know that she told like she has like this milestones, and there's since the grants are higher, it's a bit more work to actually get it through. But I mean, at the end, you can just try. I mean, there's nothing that can go wrong. It can just, the worst case is a no, right?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, I'm gonna connect you with Felipe. Please shoot me a message. There was also another question here where it said, sorry, I was missing a bit how to reach you in case we want to discuss more about the idea before submitting on the application. So this is me. We have also Carlo. Carlo is basically the pro, and he's more responsible for this stuff. Even he's called CCase.
Maybe the Telegram group?
But in any way, yeah, this is even better. Solana, good that I have you. Does this work? No. Is this thing on? No, it's not. Solana. There we are. So we have a group called Solana Germany. And if you join this group, we can help you with all the stuff. So basically, it's super straightforward. Just come to the group, say hi, and then normally ask your question in the group, and then one of us will contact you normally. So it might be Carlo, I guess. So it's called CCase. Don't, yeah, it's not a scam. If he writes you, it's really him. And he's in touch with all the grants. So yeah, that's basically it, I would say. Are there any more questions from you guys? Are you already joined our group? Did you already sign up for the developer course or for your first grant? All right. In this case,
I think we are already in overtime. It's like
we are in overtime already, and I promise to be mindful with your time. You don't know who we are. I saw you are there. Please send me a message, right? I'm Björn.Sol. Come into our Solana Germany group, ask your questions. We are here to help. We are here to help you get started and thrive. I personally do develop our relations. So if you should be a dev at any point in time, reach out to me, ask me your questions. I'm always happy to to answer your questions, to help you with everything I can. We really do this and we are super passionate about it. And we are no bullshitters, we are serious as well. So please, don't be shy, don't be afraid. Just reach out, and then, yeah, we are super happy to get to know you, to connect with you. And with that, I want to say thank you so much for joining. Thanks so much for your questions. Thank you so much for being here, making this more interactive today.
It was actually fun. I was a bit nervous, but it was fun.
Nice. Okay. That's it, guys. I wish you a wonderful evening. Thanks again for joining us, and we see
One
us.
question, before you stop. How is what?
Oh, Twitter is superteam.de, x.com/superteam.de. Is this correct? What does Elon say? Yes, that's us.
You don't share your screen anymore, I guess.
Oh no! I was so good. I didn't even do a typo. Superteam Germany, we are at superteam.de is our handle. I just put in this link.
And Björn is Björn.Sol. Maybe you can also write this and show this.
And I'm Björn.Sol. So basically this one, but you really should follow us, and then you will see me by default, because there's going to be people following and reposting, and at some point you will also see my post. Anyhow, that's been it. Once again, thanks guys so much. Have a great evening, and thanks for the follow. Bye guys.
Bye.